global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned. Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. We're so excited to have you again, and we are looking at Edo 2020. And guess what? The battle for the governorship ticket of the All Progressive Congress APC in Edo State has assumed a dangerous twist, and the two sides to the dispute, they are not only refusing to shift grounds, but also they are taking steps that most people believe may cause the party to lose to their opposition, PDP. And as the Tr0uble faction are trying to frustrate Godwin Obaseki, he's also mopping up strategies that will also frustrate any kind of unfavorable option of primaries that the Adam Tr0uble faction may want to introduce. Okay, for example, some few days ago, 2 days ago, he came up with a ban. He said any gathering of more than 20 people are banned because of the dangerous situation on ground right now because of that coronavirus. But everybody knows that the reason why he's putting up that ban is to ensure that the direct option which Adam Tr0uble and the National Working Committee are trying to introduce into Edo State primaries will not work. And he went further to say that for there to be primary in the state, that each of those political parties involved must get an approval from him, and everything must be done in the state capital, and not just done in the state capital. At the same time, they must get, for primaries to hold, it must be in a facility that have not less than 10,000 sitting capacity, and that is his own state. But guess what? Adam Tr0uble, too, being a smart person, made sure that all their qualifications were being published in their secretariat in Abuja, which gave some persons the opportunity to see how they can dig into the credentials of the governor, and they are right now taking him to court because, according to them, they say they do not want a repeat of what happened in Bayelsa State. So the pressure it's so serious right now because everything is targeted at the inconsistencies in the certificate of Godwin Obaseki, which were among those the party displayed at its national secretariat in Abuja. It was learned that those pushing for Obaseki debarment told the APC leadership that given the unexplained inconsistencies in his certificate, the party would be faced with a likely repeat of its experience in Bayelsa State, where it won the last November governorship election, but its candidate David Leon was stopped on the eve of his inauguration following the judgment of the Supreme Court that voided his election. And right now they do not want such a thing to happen again, and that's why they have decided right now, because of the inconsistency cited in Obaseki's certificate, where his O-level results show that he had only 3 credits, but despite that he still spent 3 years to allegedly back a Bachelor of Art degree in classical studies from the University of Ibadan in 1976 without an A-level. And according to them, they said that A-level are required for 3 years direct entry course in Nigerian University if you have O-level credits in at least 5 subjects. Then University of Ibadan and indeed other universities require a mandatory 4 years course. The question APC is dealing with includes: could 3 O-level credits through passes have given Obaseki admission into University of Ibadan as required by law? And if indeed he got admission, could he have graduated in 3 years instead of mandatory 4 years? Would APC not be facing another Bayelsa scenario where the National Working Committee was blamed for filing a candidate with a dubious certificate? Now, beside this discrepancy in his degree certificate and that of another governor aspirant, Mr. Chris, who graduated the same year in University of Ibadan with a postgraduate diploma in petroleum engineering, in a petition to the chairman of the screening committee for Edo State gubernatorial election, some concerned members of the APC in the state, Mr. Edabo, William, Obaseki, Godwin, and Amedu Anaku, warned that the party will be risking another Bielsa scenario if Obaseki is not disqualified. In the petition, they said their action was born out of their passion for APC success in the forthcoming gubernatorial election in the state. In the petition dated June 8, 2020, and entitled Petition for the Disqualification of Godwin Obaseki from Participating in the Gubernatorial Primary Election for Edo State, signed on their behalf by their lawyer, Mr. Chisim D. Chima, the petitioner said their findings after a thorough check on the governor's background revealed that in 2016 he submitted a false affidavit to INEC to aid his qualification for the then governorship election. According to them, PDP, which has suspected foul play over the document submitted to INEC, had approached an Abuja High Court for a certificate through copy CTC of the affidavit of loss of document Obaseki had presented in his form CF 001 to INEC in 2016. The petitioner said in response to PDP's request, the Abuja High Court denied issuing any affidavit to the governor. Based on the above, the petitioner stated that the letter of the court to PDP dated September 28, 2016 clearly established the element of false affidavit on the part of Godwin Obaseki, which makes him disqualified. The petitioner added, any political party that files such a disqualified candidate would be fined under Section 31, subsection 8 of the Electoral Act. The trial said they wanted Obaseki investigated for allegedly falsifying a public document and submitting same to INEC for official use, following the governor's interest in participating in the forthcoming governorship election. They also called for Obaseki to be investigated over his alleged academic qualification, which he submitted to INEC in 2016. They said, and I quote, the problem with Obaseki educational history is that it appears fraudulent, as no explanation has been reasonably offered why a 4-year academic program was completed in 3 years against established course requirement for the completion of a degree program in classical study. According to them, the governor claimed that he obtained a degree in classical studies from the University of Ibadan in 3 years after gaining admission from a Hosa grammar school with only 3 credit pass in his ordinary level certificate. It is indeed very questionable when one imagines how Mr. Obaseki secured the admission into University of Ibadan with just 3 credit pass in his ordinary level certificate at a time when educational system was purely based on merit, they stated. While they noted that the 3-year degree program was and is still applicable to only students with advanced level certificate, diploma, national certificate of education, they said the governor never showed that he possessed an A-level certificate to qualify for a 3-year program. They therefore prayed the screening committee to disqualify Obaseki for alleged falsehood. The petitioner also compare Obaseki University of Ibadan certificate with that of Ogiewoni, who graduated from the school the same year, 1976, saying they are conspicuous differences. They noted that while Obaseki certificate was signed by just the Vice Chancellor, Ogiewoni was signed by both the Vice Chancellor and the Registrar of the institution. The petitioner already before the Federal High Court in Abuja to contest the genuineness of Governor Obaseki's credential. Wow. This is really a serious one here, because from all indication, if APC do not put their house in order, they will use their hand to strip themselves of a governorship position in Edo State, and a PDP will be very happy to take it away from them. Why am I saying this? Right now, we're looking at June 22 when the primaries will be holding. And guess what? Right now, there are issues that are really disputable here. And one of it is the fact that Obaseki faction is saying that before now, the agreement of the National Executive Council was that they should make use of the same option of primary that was used in Kogi State, which is an indirect primary. While Adam Oshimele here and the National Working Committee is seeking for an indirect primary. Sorry, for a direct primary. And with that, Obaseki is trying to frustrate that by ensuring that he brings up a ban that there should be no gathering of more than 20 people and all of that. But now they have taken another step. And the step they are taking this time around is that they are questioning the genuineness of the certification of educational certification of Godwin Obaseki. The question is that were these things not seen as at 2016 when he came on board? Why is it that everybody is just waking up and bringing up all of this now that they know that the primaries is in the next 2 weeks? Why are they bringing it up now? And guess what? Obaseki is now even willing to let go of that position. At least he knows that for a party of that repute, it's always been a normal thing that the incumbent will always, repeat another 4 years. So he doesn't want to let go of it. And guess what? It's very obvious that if they frustrate him by possibly using the certification stuff to stop him from going ahead, he is going to make sure that APC does not win. And guess what? With what these people have already said, which is already made public, for them to question the genuineness of the certificate of Obaseki, automatically, PDP has taken note of that. So even if the case is being resolved, PDP will certainly come up with that, and it will be proven seriously. So right now, for me, I'm already counting Obaseki out of the fight. But guess what? I don't think that APC will still retain that position, that's governorship position in Edo State again. Because if Obaseki is out, being that he's the incumbent and he's the one regulating activities in Edo State right now, he will frustrate every step taken. Now, guess what? There's this stuff that is already viral, and it's like a result that will be read out on that 22nd of June. And in that particular result, I don't know how it got leaked to and how true it is, but it clearly shows that already they have decided to make a pastor as a Yamo the ticket bearer for APC already. And not just the ticket bearer for APC, they have also made sure that this guy Obaseki is kicked out of the show. So many things to be, that is going to happen on that day. So most people are really wondering, would PDP or APC come back to power? We're still sitting back to watch. But I think at this point, I'd like to leave it here. Go to our comment section. What's your position in